What is notching in tennis strings and why does it create problems? So notching is when you've got a main string, so the up and down string, and a cross string. As you hit the tennis ball, the ball is impacting the strings, but the main string in particular slides up and down across the string as you kind of brush up the ball, particularly with topspin. And so effectively you've got the two strings rubbing together. As they rub together, they will create a groove in the string. That's called a notch. It's basically one string cutting into the other. Now what that does is, in tennis, particularly if you want to get spin, you're going to brush up on the ball or brush under the ball if you're going for backspin. And really what you want is a phenomenon called snapback. You want the main string to slide over the cross string and then snap back. And that snapback motion should give an extra bit of bite, an extra bit of spin on the ball. So it's why a lot of string manufacturers put special coatings on their strings to help reduce the string to string friction, or the coefficient of friction. So basically how much friction there is between the string. Now when the string notches, because then the string sits inside this notch, more of the string is touching the other string, so the friction increases. It basically reduces the ability for the string to move and snap back. Now on a lot of strings you find, for instance in this racket, I've got head Links Tour Champagne mains and head Hawk crosses. And what I can see is, and you can hear, the main string is notching. It's the up and down string that is getting notches as it works back and forwards over the cross string. The cross string, however, has absolutely no notching. So in that case, the main string can still move up and down because the notch is only in one of the strings. Interestingly, in this string, which is the Tecnifibre Razor Soft Carbon, both the main string has notched, but also I noticed that the cross string is starting to notch. And that's only been after about an hour of play. So if you think about it, if you end up with the cross string notches and the main string notches, they actually lock together. And what that does, that at some point will stop the strings really moving backwards and forwards at all. And that's when you feel like the string bed has become dead. So the ideal state really is you want your strings to not notch or not notch badly for as long as possible. So to stay with as little contact between them, so that you get as much sliding and as little friction for the string to slide across each other to get maximal snapback to continue putting spin on the ball. It's why as you play with a racket, you'll probably notice at the start you might get crazy spin, and then that starts to drop off over time, and then at some point you feel like you're not getting any spin at all. That is in part due to the strings notching.